It's time. It's almost time. I have the zoomies because I like nice things. I feel like we're listening to peaceful music and I'm over here I got the zoomies, Rhea. Can't catch me in a parking lot. Not today. Oh my god, where'd I go? Jake Clips ESO was on too? Hot diggity dog. Look at this guy. I don't know about you guys really seeing my whole fucking screen. You don't really need to see the bottom, do you? Can I stretch her out a little bit? Sorry, didn't mean to say that actually. 911. 911. No, I should probably leave it like this so then I don't cut too much off, right? I'm sorry, don't spray me. Oh my god, spray me. No, I'll stop. I got the zoomies. I got the zoomies. Okay, can we see everything fine? Should I turn off the music and we sit in silence? Silly, yell at me again. Don't, I'll fall in love. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. Is this better? You don't want to read the degens in chat? Fine. Just full screen it. Look at me getting yelled at. In my own dojo. New stories? New trial? Hello? There's details. They're saying things. Look! Hello? New experimental content? That kind of... I don't know. So he's writing new ways to earn free rewards. This is fucking fun. This is a fun reveal. I'm having fun. Werewolf. We talked about werewolves. Sexuator. Yep. We talked about werewolves just the other day. New event zone. The night market. Event zone. Overland difficulty updates. Okay. Oh my god, I'm actually so fucking excited. I love information. Earn back bar XP under my camera. Earn back bar XP. I'm sorry? Oh, fuck's sake. Oh my god. Not the giant ad. This music gets me hyped. It gets me so fucking amped. Let's go. Please leave. Oh my god, ad. Go away. Is that very loud? Oh my god. If it's too loud, scream.
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's announcement live stream. Jess and I are here from the ESO community team to help guide you through some big changes coming to ESO.
Look at their info cards. Hello.
Sharing those plans with you right now. We mentioned this last year, but we are officially shifting away from chapters and DLCs to make content a lot more accessible through seasons. As part of this, we're going to talk through the vision of what seasons are, how it delivers varied and sometimes experimental content, and how we plan to co-create this new era of ESO with all of you. During the stream, we'll show you a roadmap of 2026 and give a glimpse of other long-term initiatives that we're working on. And we'll also share details about Season 0 and reveal 2 brand new in-game features that are going to allow you to earn all sorts of in-game rewards.
Today, you're also going to hear about how we've refocused our internal teams here at Sauce to deliver changes for all of you. We're identifying pain points, prioritizing most requested features, and even auditing combat, just to name a few things. The journey begins in our next update and will continue long into the future. Throughout today's stream, we'll also share with you how we're going to continue to level up our dialogue with you, including some specific follow-ups, such as watch for a survey link in chat at the end of this stream to share your thoughts with us about everything you'll hear about today.
Okay. So TLDR, we are going to be communicating a lot today. But have no fear, we will have plenty of deep dives and blogs and additional live streams to talk through everything in a lot more detail over the next few months. Also, a lot of what we are talking about today will be available on our test server next week.
So we recommend everyone get comfy. We have a lot to cover today.
I'm comfy.
And we're going to get things kicked off by introducing our special guests from the dev team. We have Nick Giacomini, Game Director for ESO, and Susan Kath, Executive Producer for ESO. We formally introduced both in their current roles last year, and you might have seen them around in live streams, videos, and interviews since then. Both are longtime ESO fans and seasoned game devs. So welcome both.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
Yes, agreed. Very excited to be here. And I want to bring up one last thing before we get started, which is that, as Jeff said, we have a lot to get through today. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is transparency in our feedback loop and telling you guys things that we maybe haven't historically always told you. And one of those things that I'm going to talk to you about is the fact that we currently have about 47,000 cameras on us to do all of this.
I love
and
secrets.
Jess and Gina have a big old stack of notes.
We have about
between them.
5,000 pages of notes here.
So much to tell you about today. And Nick and I have monitors in front of us to remind us of all of the things that we need to tell you today. So all of that is to say that if it sometimes looks like we are reading things, that's because we have so much stuff we have to remember that we probably are.
And we
So,
want to get it right.
transparency, yes, and we want to get it all right. So thanks for having us.
We want to make sure we don't forget anything, especially the really exciting stuff,
Yes.
right? All right. So before we reveal what is to come, we feel like it's important to just briefly talk about how the past has informed the future. So Nick, we'll start things off with you. Let's talk a little bit about ESO up until this point. What have we learned over the years with subscriptions and chapters and what have you? And how
Susan's
are we
here.
looking to evolve?
Yeah,
You guys can hear it okay, right? It's good?
You know, ESO, we're coming up on 12 years in just a few months, which is it's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. And when I look back at ESO's history, it's full of a lot of resilience and transformation. And, you know, over those 12 years, we made a lot of innovative decisions when we needed to, you know, like one Tamriel, Homestead,
One Tamriel.
introduction of chapters and so on, right? They were the right decisions at the time for building the game's foundation. And they show that we're capable of making big fundamental changes when we need to. And this is another one of those moments. The game, we've heard that from you, our players, that the game has become, you know, more predictable than we'd like and too formulaic. And frankly, we think that we can make the game more rewarding and exciting. And
change things up.
right, yes, exactly. And part of that is because the chapter model was limiting. You know, it took 18 months, longer than that, in order to do. It was all hands on deck to support. And that intensity and lead time just didn't really leave that much room to react to player feedback, address longstanding issues. So, you know, we saw this past year as a transition year, and while we learned a lot, we knew that we needed greater change. So we're going to be doing more this year. Like you said, we want to create ESO with the community. It's something that players have been asking us to do for a really long time, right? To pause and work on addressing pain points and building the future of ESO together. This is the beginning of a major shift, just like one Tamriel was a decade ago.
Oh my God, a
where we're
decade
going
ago
to
is
be making
crazy.
major changes just in a completely different way.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Okay.
you know, when we were talking internally about the future of ESO, one of the founding pillars of conversations was that of player trust and something internally we were calling the dev community feedback loop. So we know that we've always incorporated player feedback in the dev process, but we know that we could have greater transparency and just be better about following up with the community. Like Nick was saying, the chapter model that we had been following for the past few years, the whole timeline was like this speeding train that we couldn't really stop. And it really did restrict our ability to just be more flexible. But I think with seasons, that's really going to introduce an opportunity to allow us to listen and react a lot more to community feedback in a much better way. So what does this look like for all of you? It means earlier visibility into the things that we're working on. It means engaging with you earlier in the process and sharing the results of your input on dev efforts, all of which we know that you've been asking for a really long time.
Exactly. So with seasons, every team at ZOS, including leadership like Susan and Nick, consider player engagement and trust to be the foundation upon which ESO's future is built. You'll see this in different forms as we evolve our approach and explore what works best for us and for you. It may take shape in the way of earlier and more frequent first look and community Q&A live streams, articles and video content, or early polls, Reddit AMAs, or feedback and preference surveys. We recognize that actions do speak louder than words, though, and we've already begun laying the groundwork for some of the dev community feedback loop efforts with things like the Guild Summit we held early last year, which informed some of the efforts you're going to hear about today.
Yep.
And the long-term class identity, vision, goals, and roadmap we shared last December. will continue to expand and evolve based on your feedback. So later in the show, you'll also hear more about our community collaboration and next steps as we develop ESO together. All of this resulted in the big changes we're going to be talking about and sharing with all of you today. So Nick and Susan, let's hop right
Kurt,
into
with
what's
seasons,
coming to ESO.
it sounds
Absolutely.
a little
Well,
different,
we're
but
happy to welcome you to
you
our
don't really
new
miss
content
it.
model.
You could still
Seasons.
buy the 2025 one.
With
It just means it's like a
updates and
content
contents
pass,
will-
literally. So
Content
you don't
will
actually
still
miss
arrive
it. It's still
quarterly,
there.
But we're moving away from that predictable,
Beside that one-time event.
templated release cadence that players are familiar with. That featured zone, dungeons, and so on. We're still going to be telling incredible stories and exploring new areas of
It is
Tamriel
nice.
and beyond. But the delivery will be different. Each season may look completely different. This will give us the flexibility to make our game more exciting and invest in addressing longstanding pain points, right? Add features and improvements players have been asking for, and update and iterate on the core game rather than always just chasing something brand new. Key difference is variety and choice. We want to be building what's important to you, players, and we believe that this new model is the best way to do so.
So
I'm open to it.
speaking
I
of
don't
big
hate it.
changes, now is a good point for
Oh,
us
God.
to talk about one of the first big changes that
Okay.
we're going to be introducing.
Hit us, Susan.
We've always charged for most of the new content and features because they were part of the whole chapter model. You bought the chapter every year. We felt like ultimately that this created barriers to play where, depending on whether you owned a chapter or not, depending on whether you could play with your friends or not, and with so many versions and DLCs on sale at any given time, it could actually get pretty confusing to try and sort out
That's
what you
true.
needed to buy to play with your
That's
friends.
true.
Yep, one of the biggest questions we always got. Yeah,
New players ask me all the time
So
what
we're
to
gonna
buy,
change
and I'm
that.
like,
Starting with season 0, all new content and features are all going to be available for free for anyone who owns ESO or who plays via Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, this is a really exciting change. So it's going to include if we
Wait,
do
what?
any new zones or any new stories or new systems that we release.
Exactly.
wait, I'm confused now.
To be specific,
Now
there
I'm
will
confused.
still be some paid content, and we're going
Okay.
to talk a little bit about that later. But in general, the things that were rolled out as part of chapters, those will just be game updates from now on. And speaking of game updates, this is also probably a good time to point out that as part of all of this, with update 49 in March, we are going to go ahead and roll the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, and Arsenium into that main game as well. Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
this is a
incredible.
huge
Let's go,
change
Susan.
for ESO, and I really love that we're not just making all the new
Those are in
content
base game.
available
I don't know
to
what she meant by
everybody, but
season
to your
0.
point, it's just going to be so much simpler for players to understand what to buy to. All right, now let's talk a little bit
Okay.
about the team's
I'm a little
vision
confused
for
about that,
how
but that's
seasons
exciting.
are
We
gonna
love
work in ESO. Susan, what would you say makes up a typical season?
Well, for starters, I kind of hope we don't actually have typical seasons. That's kind of the point of all of this.
Susan's
So
cheeky.
the seasons themselves can actually be anything we want them to be in terms of content. But experimentation, variety, you're going to hear those words a lot today. Trying new things. These are the touchstones that we are building seasons on. We're still going to be the Elder Scrolls Online. We'll mix in new systems, features, stories, zones, all of those things that everyone knows and loves about ESO. But we want to look at them through a new lens and ask ourselves about everything. Okay, but like, what if? Right? So stuff like, what if there were dragons here? Or
What if,
you could
Susan?
do this
What
content
if there was
solo instead
dragons?
of with a group? Or what
Add
if
more
you did
dragons.
this content with a group?
Write that down.
What's up in Winterhold?
What's
So
up there?
all of that said, seasons are going to happen 4 times a year.
Oh,
They
okay,
will
here
be
we go.
3 months long, and each one is going to contain a Tamriel tome and access to the Gold Coast Bazaar. And one last big change as part of this, and absolutely one of those things that we said, okay, but what if about
Wait.
when we launch update 49 in March, we are going to move to a simultaneous release schedule with PC and consoles now releasing on the same day. Their patches, their updates.
That's
all of that
crazy
going
because
forward.
as a
That's
console
really
player,
cool,
that was
and
our
I
biggest
think
gripe.
that really kind of mirrors what exactly we're trying to do here this year with, taking a look at things that we've always done just because we've always done it that way, and identifying areas where we can change things up and make things better for the community.
Yeah, actually based on player requests.
Yes.
The
Is that
season now,
okay,
I'm
but what if?
confused. I
That
feel like
is
it's different than
actually
what we
exactly
did
how
last
we came
year.
around to doing the simultaneous releases. We had a few people in the team go, okay, well, actually, can we? What if we did?
Can we just do this?
Let's do it.
Love it.
So, all of that said,
There's so much
Nick, you wanna
information
talk
we have
about
to
the
go
roadmap?
through.
I do, yes. Very exciting.
I've been waiting.
I have-
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I've been waiting, and yeah, exactly. We want to. I think what if is a good way to is a really good way to put it. We want to walk away from too predictable and instead be exciting, different. Something that players also have been asking us a lot for is more transparency, more visibility into what's coming. In the past, we've held a lot back, like until the last minute. But we're trying to be more transparent, and we'll try to provide players with an idea of what to expect, what we're thinking. Just know that this is it's a living plan, right? And things may change, and we want that. That's part of this. We don't want to be beholden to an 18-month roadmap that we can't adjust. We want to be able to change based on feedback and what we learn. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming to Tamriel in 2026.
I'm so excited.
There's a lot on this roadmap.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to list these off quickly, but we're going to go into more of these later, either in the stream or in upcoming announcements. So in Season 0, players can experience the first ever event zone, the night market. And that's going to be, it's going to be a lot more challenging than our usual content. We're also going to be launching a whole suite of changes to improve visuals for class and weapon abilities and start to provide better class identity and make more builds
PvP
viable.
progression system.
We'll have brand new Thieves Guild content.
No, I'm
coming
worried.
later this year. So, the next Thieves Guild story in the game, there will be new stories, some new systems to experience the content with, like the Vault, Rumors, Favors, and Dynamic Events. Sheogorath is returning to Tamriel. I'm personally very excited for players to experience this story.
I'm so scared.
Let's see, there will be a new trial for our endgame community. And for players who prefer to take the game on solo, we have a few things coming. First, we're planning to launch an early version of Overland difficulty. There's a lot that we want to do here. So this is just a first step for this highly requested feature. But again, just like we were talking about earlier, this is something we want to get to players soon and adjust based on feedback and do more with it in the future. So, and we're also introducing solo dungeons later in the year, where players will get to take on some of our existing dungeons and new solo modes with dedicated rewards. Like Overland difficulty, we're planning to start small here, so maybe 2 or 3 dungeons to begin with.
Those are 2 good ones.
We want to see what players think and if they want more.
That's awesome. It seems like a really good way to learn
There's so much on that.
Yes,
we have to go through that after.
Yes,
There's so much on there.
Like, in fact, we're planning to have, things are currently in development, so it may change, but we're planning to have multiple modes, including a story mode.
Oh, cool.
So that's something that I personally experience. I know that our players have experienced where they just want to do the quest, but groups will just run ahead
and enjoy the story.
I do approve of that. I do approve of that.
Also other modes for more of players who want more of a challenge. So we want to have
our
like different
Skyrim
levels of
baddies that like to do stuff
difficulty,
alone.
for solo.
That's exciting.
I'm super excited about this because I'm a solo player. I love playing MMOs. I like a lot of other people being around me playing, but I like to play by myself. And so I'm really excited for all of this.
I do like that. I like doing stuff together. I like doing dungeons with friends, but that could be fun.
That's going to be coming in 2026, and if players like it, then more to come.
Yeah, I think that'll be a big one.
Let's see what else. We're doing some experimental content.
Devin, I got you, babe.
Like, there's some that's it's involving seasoned ships and naval battles. Pirates, yep. We're trying things out and still figuring it out.
I gotta get a captain hat.
The team has the space to run with their best ideas here, and that's something that we want. Let's see, we're investing pretty heavily in PvP this year.
That I'm scared about.
We're providing many player experience improvements and addressing a lot of pain points that players have expressed. Both of these, what we're going to do here for PvP and for addressing these, we're going to talk more in a bit. So as mentioned earlier, like this new approach is going to hopefully allow us to work hand in hand with
Warden's coming out season 2, the updates for Warden.
ESO's future,
so that's this year.
And for the community. We want to hear your thoughts and feedback early and often to help us build the Tamriel that you want to experience.
My Tamriel?
What's also really cool about this new way of allowing the dev team to kind of experiment a little bit more is they'll participate in game jams, maybe once a year or so. And I think having them have the opportunity to potentially put some of these really kind of creative and unique ideas into the game is going to be really exciting for players.
Yes, and actually
there's
that's
a lot coming to ESO, y'all.
Well, I'm not ready to talk about it.
Oh, come on, Nick.
Nick,
between us.
come on, babe.
But
Don't
that's
do that.
happening. There we are actually releasing things that came out of the game jam that were
love
purely like passion projects from the people here at ZOS, and we're putting them in the game. And I think there's going to be a
I
lot
think
more
it's
of
good,
that.
Devin.
Oh,
I'm
they're
just a
so
little
exciting.
confused
I've
on how the
seen
seasons
some
are
of
going to
them, and
work.
now I wonder which ones
but
they are.
As
That's
long
exciting.
as the
I have a pretty
content's
good
always in
idea.
the game, aside from events, I'm
All right, so as we
excited.
look
So we'll
to
see
the future, we
what they
want
say
to
more about
share
that.
what we're working on
Devin, I
with
have
you,
so
like
many
we've
points. I should
said
make notes.
much earlier and
Making
more
notes.
often than we have in the past. And hopefully everything we're going through right now is a testament to that. And in turn, we want to get your feedback earlier and more often as well. So this means we may share things with you that range anywhere from the early conceptual phase to actively in development, things that are not yet set in stone. This content could be experimental, like we've mentioned, or something we're actively developing and need live feedback on. So this is a big pivot for us. And while it won't happen overnight, you'll see it continue to evolve over time based on your feedback.
Yep, exactly. Like we want to be more transparent. We want to change the way that we
I agree,
engage with
Faction.
the community to be more transparent, more
No, Devin,
collaborative,
you're
and
okay.
provide more opportunities for player input and feedback so that we can incorporate that into our
I'm
plans.
gonna go over
So,
stuff later.
Recent surveys, posts asking for feedback and suggestions, showing the roadmap like we are today.
Roadmap is
with the
everything I've
farther
ever
outlook,
wanted.
Like those are just steps.
I want to
in
know
the
what they're
direction.
doing.
Right. So as we head into 2026 seasons
We've
and
been doing this
ESO's
for like 10
next
minutes. I'm
era,
not ready.
all of you will play a critical role in the game's future development.
Oh,
So
God.
please do continue to let us know
I'll let you
what
know.
you'd like to see and hear from us on our official social media channels, forums, Reddit, Discord servers,
Put me on the stream team.
and the feedback surveys we send out.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we just want to make the game that the community wants to be in and enjoy.
Yes.
You know?
It is a game.
Faction.
Should be fun.
Exactly.
I feel like Nick's working
All
on
right,
it. I
now
trust Nick.
let's take a closer look at what's in Season 0 specifically.
Oh, God, okay.
We're going to start things off here with two things that Susan actually touched on earlier, Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar.
Okay, hit us.
These are two brand new features launching with Season 0 that are going to allow you to earn all sorts of in-game rewards. And we will also talk about how ESO Plus evolves in this new seasonal world. Afterwards, we're going to
Okay.
get into the night market and a whole slew of
I'm
quality
very nervous
of life
about the word
improvements
seasons.
that you're
Makes me feel
definitely
like
going to
I'm
want
going
to
to miss
hear.
out on stuff.
But first, Susan,
But I
why
hope
don't
not.
you talk to us about Tamriel Tomes?
Sure.
Come on, Susan,
So
let's go.
Tamriel Tomes is our take on a battle pass for ESO. And each season is going to have a
Okay.
unique Tamriel Tome that is available for the duration of the fall season.
Okay.
Everyone will have access to the free version of the season's tome, and you'll progress the tome by completing weekly and seasonal challenges and earning tome points. You earn points, you unlock pages in the tome, and then you can use those points to choose your rewards. When
Okay.
the team set out to design Tamriel Tomes, we wanted to make sure that it met a few really important goals for us. First, we wanted everyone to be able to participate in it. No matter what your interests are or how you play ESO, challenges will cover everything from quests
I am
to
stressing.
trials to
Does this mean
PvP,
no more golden
crafting,
pursuits?
dungeons.
They're kind of now wrapped into
And
tomes?
You'll
Or
have
is
the
there
option
golden pursuits and
to
tomes? That's a
re-roll
little
the weekly
much. But,
challenges during the season if you are
and endeavors?
interested in the current options that
Kind
you've
of a lot, but
got on deck for that
I'm
week.
trusting
Nice.
Susan.
Yeah. So players will be able to re-roll on their own. Like they don't have to wait for a maintenance or wait for us to do it. They can just say, I don't like these weekly challenges and just push a button.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
yapping. I missed that.
Second, it was really important to us that this had compelling rewards.
Okay.
The team designed the free tome to include exciting rewards all season long. So in
A
season
free
0,
versus
for
paid?
example, you'll be able to earn new cosmetics. There's a brand new armor. There are 10, I think, weapon styles.
Trade
There's a new
bars.
skill style for vigor.
Mhm.
And additionally, you're going to be able to earn 8,000 seals of endeavor, 6 crates,
Excuse me?
furnishings,
Excuse
trade
me?
bars, which
Mommy?
we'll talk about in a minute,
Mommy?
and
Sorry. Mommy?
even more stuff over the
Sorry.
course of the season.
There's a
Mommy?
And
lot,
yes,
you
we could just say
guys.
You can earn
Hi,
Seals of
Huff.
Endeavor as part of Tamriel Tomes. And that's part of the big drive to cut down on complexity and confusion. We wanted to move away
Okay.
from having multiple types of challenge lists to complete every single
I'm
day.
making notes.
I don't know about you, I have enough to-do lists
Yes.
in my life
That's
on
what
a
I'm saying.
normal basis. I need things a little bit simpler when I go home and I want to relax and play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to go ahead and eliminate the daily login rewards and the Endeavors challenge systems, but we're moving all of that into Tamriel Tomes. So
Okay.
you will earn Endeavor seals as part of the tome system now.
Okay, Susan.
And the things that you used to encounter in the daily Dragon rewards, those would be the sorts of things that
Here we
are
go.
available
They're all
for you
stacked
to
together.
select
So now we don't
from
have
within the
400 different
tomes.
lists to do.
So just
Okay,
streamlined.
Susan.
Lots of rewards, still streamlined.
Devin, I agree, but that's good.
One
That's
other
good. They're
thing, just
cut.
building on that is the challenges are weekly and seasonal as opposed to endeavors.
Have
which
to
were
log in
with the
every
dailies
day.
and the weeklies. And it's like it does
Not
feel
them
like,
respecting
oh, no,
our
I have to do this
time.
today. I have to do this today. So we're hoping that the weekly nature of this is going to allow more flexibility for players.
Yeah, and just
We
kind of
will
release
no
some of that
longer get
pressure.
free
Yeah.
tripods.
Needing to
That
log in
sucks.
every day.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
You
was,
don't wanna
I
miss.
was always kind of bummed out if I knew I wasn't going to complete.
Yeah.
You know, I would
like your
do-
daily login if you're away for a few days or something. It's like, oh, I guess I'm not going to get this.
I'd do one of the Devers challenges and I'd be like, oh, cool, I did that. And then I'd look at the other ones and I'd be like, well, I'm not actually
If you're a completionist, that
do
feels
all
better,
of
right?
those.
Yeah,
So,
I miss
yeah.
a lot of logins,
So,
to be honest. I
anyway.
don't get on every day.
Hopefully, this is more engaging.
That makes sense for the community because ESO community is a little bit older where they're not logging in
the
every
last thing
day.
to
That
note
just
with
is
the Tamriel
just
tomes is that there are 2 paid premium upgrade options that are going to be available
Okay.
for Tamriel tomes, and depending on what those upgrades are, they're going to unlock additional tiers of reward choices. There'll be bonus items. There'll be additional cosmetics. There's a personality amount, outfit styles, and more stuff that we'll have in there.
Okay.
So with both of the premium options, you will also get the ability to keep unlocking pages and rewards in a season's tome even after the season ends.
Nice.
So you can actually complete it on your own schedule in your own timeline.
Also, one thing I do want to quickly note is that we are not taking away any rewards for completing things in game, like the dungeon hard modes or doing quests or what have you.
Okay.
This is just going to be another way for everyone to earn different types of rewards
it
by doing various
$30
activities.
3 times a year?
All right, so this seems like a good
Like
time to
each
talk about the
season
Gold
is
Coast Bazaar, which was
$30?
the other thing that you had mentioned. This is the new in-game storefront that will allow you to unlock in-game rewards just by playing through the game. And it will also be a way to acquire older items, which is, again, something that we've seen from the community that
I'm
they've
getting
been wanting
scared.
for a pretty long time.
Yep. I mean, yeah. So Tamriel Tomes is going to offer a lot of unique rewards, like both the free and the paid tracks, but we didn't want to stop there. So yeah, we're launching the Gold Coast Bazaar alongside our first season, and it's a store dedicated to earnable rewards for players. So just like you said, over the years, we've introduced so many limited time cosmetics through Golden Pursuits, daily login rewards, Twitch streams, the anniversary spotlights, events, and so on. And if you missed them, it was either impossible to get them again, or we would reintroduce them like unpredictably or inconsistently. The Bazaar provides a consistent and reliable place for players
long
to
as it's just
finally be able to
cosmetic
claim
stuff.
these rewards. We'll also have some utility items and some new, brand new items that have never been seen before in the Bazaar, and we're going to continue to add to the Bazaar over time. In fact, in the future,
they haven't talked
we're
about how
planning
it
to make
connects
some
with ESO
previous
Plus yet.
crates and their contents earnable in the Bazaar. That's something else that players have asked for.
Yep.
That's not going to be present in season 0, but it'll likely be in the next season or the season after that. Let's see, items are going to rotate in and out, but we're trying to avoid frustrating FOMO. Most items will be up for long durations, like the entirety of a season or longer, and we're hoping to bring things back quickly. You may have noticed that I keep saying earnable. So to redeem items from the Bazaar, players will need trade bars, and trade bars are primarily earned in Tamriel tomes and also elsewhere in the game. We've tried
playing the game.
Yes, exactly. We've tried to balance this carefully with the majority of trade bars in the free track of the tomes. We're planning to include a small amount in the paid version as a bonus reward for our players who support the game. With the remaining earned through other
I'm
in-game
clenching because I
activities.
get scared with
Now,
people
some
being
of
able
the
to
things we're
buy stuff.
talking
If
about,
it's just
are things
collectibles,
you
that's fucking fine.
previously, earned from events. Well, we're getting rid of event tickets with seasons. So players who have event tickets will receive an appropriate amount of trade bars for the number of event tickets that they have.
They're
But
streamlining.
unlike event tickets, there's going to be no cap for how many trade bars players can have.
Oh, we can hoard those
And
bitches.
critically, trade bars cannot be purchased for crowns. They must be earned by playing the game.
Okay, I approve.
So the Bazaar, it's designed to give players more options and choice over the rewards that that you earn, right? There will be around 100 items in the Gold Coast Bazaar in the first season, with more
my
coming
Lord.
each season.
That's great. So this
Lord.
calls back to players asking for more ways to earn rewards just by playing the game.
Yes, exactly.
Nick, is the change with event tickets, is that coming with season 0?
Yes, that is coming with season 0.
Fantastic.
That's great. Okay, so We've talked a bit about Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar at this point. So ESO Plus also
Here we go, Shug.
was a part of the
we
holistic
go, babe.
design when we were thinking about how to give players more choice and how they earn rewards in-game and more ways to earn through gameplay specifically. So Susan, can you tell us a little bit about how Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar interfaced with ESO Plus and what this means for those players?
Sure.
I'm so scared.
So, for starters, first, most important, we aren't changing the price of ESO Plus, and we're not taking anything away from it. ESO Plus members are going to continue to have access to all of the past chapters and DLCs, but they're also going to get new benefits layered on top of the membership that already exists, starting with Season 0. So first, Plus subscribers will get a monthly grant of tome points to spend on any of the tome rewards, and they're also actually going to earn tome points at an accelerated rate.
Nice.
Okay,
And
that
then
makes sense.
beginning with this month, any ESO Plus subscribers will receive credit every month towards a free Premium Plus season upgrade. Now, once you've accumulated 12 months of being subscribed, and that's total months, you will be awarded a
What about
Premium
12
Plus
years?
season upgrade that you can spend on any season.
Okay.
Now, we do have some new improvements coming for everyone, and ESO Plus subscribers will have some extra benefits for a few of the things that Susan will talk about in just a second. Let's actually get into those game improvements now, because there is a lot of stuff in here that addresses some long-standing requests and pain points, and I'm personally really excited about this stuff.
I'm
God,
also
okay.
I'm very excited to share all this stuff.
I get
It's a
scared when we
lot.
talk about money because
okay, so let's dig into the list. With Season 0, we're going to start to see updates from a new team that has been devoted to finding and focusing on the community's most requested quality of life features and other improvements. So they have been gathering these from community wish lists, from surveys, from summits, from lurking on forums and seeing what you all are talking about. They are looking at last year's requests that we put out, for example, for top pain points, and using all of that to build a backlog of work that they can devote their time to. So we're going to keep doing more of that in the future as we continue to build out this group's schedule of work as well. So update 49 will include the first wave of all of these changes, specifically focused on reducing friction and respecting player playtime. To start with, we're going to add the ability to respec skills and attributes directly from the UI at no cost.
Nice.
We kind of thought of this as, we talk all about being experimental. Hey, why don't you guys get experimental as well?
Let players do that too. Yep.
So we're going to go back to the 30-day listing window for guild traders. We didn't really see a lot of effect from the change that we rolled in previously.
No, Ryan,
and
you have to go to scrolls to do
nobody
it.
really liked it.
shrines.
So we're going to go ahead and roll that back out and take it back to 30 days.
I like 30
Great.
days better.
We are making outfit slots account-wide. We're adding faster rider training. We're going to allow for
That's
3
good.
stat increases instead of 1 at a time.
That's good for new players.
And,
I like that.
Speaking of riding, we are adding a brand new mount available for gold, and we're going to move 16 mounts out of the Crown Store and put those up for gold purchase as well. Okay. So we
That's
are also
exciting.
increasing the furnishing limits on over half of our houses as part of a plan to boost furnishing limits across all of our houses.
Let's go, babes.
For example,
Let's go, babes.
the cap on large homes is going to increase from 328 to 415.
Nice.
Yes.
There's going to be so much more
So
room
for doubled for
activities.
ESO Plus still?
Susan, that's actually a
800
very
something?
frequent question we get from the community is increasing furnishing limits so they can
Housing
add
bitches
more
are
to their
quaking
house.
right now,
And
including me.
previously, we had looked at it and there were some technical limitations, but what has changed now where we were able to do this?
So this technical limitations do still exist for some of our houses. One of the things that we looked at, in that spirit, going back to, as I said earlier, that spirit of, okay, but what if? What we looked at here was, we said, all right, well, let's try and solve this problem. We can't solve it for every single house across the board right now. There are still technical limitations related to the largest of our houses. But that doesn't mean we can't update some of the others as we
That's
go.
valid.
So that's kind of how
I
we're
will
looking
take
at it.
that. If they can't do
Let's not
everything,
hold the
start
whole
with a little
thing.
bit. That's
If we can
admitting
make
you're
a
trying,
large
and I
chunk
like
of it
that.
better while we continue to solve the problem behind the scenes for the rest.
That's great.
We are also going to go ahead and add longer antiquities exploration times, and we're increasing the duration across all difficulties. And for those last 2 in particular, ESO Plus subscribers will get an additional boost above and beyond what
That's
the
a nice
standard
perk.
value is. So all in all, we're still a few months away from the update. There might be a few more things. In fact, There are probably some more things that Nick knows about that I don't
Jeez
actually know about
Louise.
yet that are going to make it into
You
that.
guys.
So we'll talk about those over the next couple of months as we lead up to the
Rework
updates.
treasure maps.
And then the last thing is
Now able to
with the
hide
script, which I'm
chest
excited
legs. But
about. They've got longer term stuff going on in the
Look at it.
background as well. So
Oh my
these are
God.
things that won't be in the next update, but the team is busy working on
Okay.
some bigger, longer initiatives like allowing guilds to send mail to their guild members, crossplay, and guild housing, and more. That's exciting.
Love
What
how
do you
just kinda
mean?
Casually drop something like guild mail and then move on from it.
Do you know we have so much stuff to talk about today?
I-
Like if we weren't casual about some of them, we'd never stop talking to each other.
I suspect
Guild housing.
viewers
cross-
wouldn't mind if this went for 5 or 6 hours and we just talk about everything. All right, so let's now shift over to the night market. Nick, why don't you first cover what exactly an event zone is?
Yeah. So an event zone is it's the first type
Nick, I'm not ready.
of new experimental content, and the night market is our first one of these. And the core idea behind the event zone is it's simple. It's limited time, highly focused, and it's designed for us to try new concepts, mechanics, and importantly, new difficulty levels. So it gives the team the space to be creative and gather feedback. The night market, it's a PvE
Ooh.
zone. It's set in
Ooh.
Fargrave, and it's filled with challenging encounters. We wanted to experiment with a zone designed to be genuinely difficult. So this zone is specifically geared toward experienced players and groups, but it's designed to be accessible by anyone. It's a fantastic place to try group content for the first time. You don't need a guild to have fun here, but we're hoping that it's a fun place for guilds to take on.
Oh.
And we believe that the zone's difficulty will naturally encourage players to work together. To be clear, like this is, we talked about overland difficulty earlier. This is not overland difficulty. We are also doing overland difficulty later
Okay.
in 2026.
This is like a zone.
Is going to be, more difficult. The night market's going to feature 3 factions, and you can choose one to align with each time the zone becomes available, and there will be a competition between the factions to see who can make the most progress in the night market. Like any zone, the night market is going to
That's
have its
fun.
own unique rewards, and the most notable is a brand new house that players will unlock and upgrade by progressing through the zone. I think the house is pretty cool and unique, and it's going to be the first time there's a bank that's actually included inside the
How
home.
cool.
That's
So we're
fun.
planning to release also a brand new functional reward type with the event zone that we think is going to affect gameplay in an exciting way. The night market begins on April 29th and will run through mid-June, but this isn't a one and done event. We're planning to bring it back at least once in 2026, and if players enjoy it, we can bring it back more often in the future or potentially make it permanent. We're introducing this content to gather feedback and data on what works, and we'll take those learnings and apply them potentially to this event zone, to the next event zone, or
Okay,
even
that's
future.
fun. Oh shit! Sorry.
We're always improving the experience.
All right, so in addition to the event zone, we also have the first wave of updates for the class and combat work we talked about in
Brian.
December, going live with Season 0. So, Nick, would you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Like we've been talking about throughout this, the health of the base game and reinvesting in existing
This isn't me. This isn't me.
parts of the game is really important, right? The improvements that Susan just talked about are one step in that direction. And another one is that we're planning to invest heavily. We are investing heavily in foundational experience of ESO. So as part of that, we're reviewing and improving the combat experience. This is ongoing. It's going to be released in parts over the course of
I'm
the next
scared.
few years. So this isn't just a single update. The responses from the class survey we shared last September and the combat and vision roadmap we released in December, those were crucial in helping us to prioritize and shape the team's work on this. What's going to be included as part of this?
God, okay.
First is a visual refresh for all of
Okay.
our classes and combat skill lines. And also mechanical updates to reduce
Two-handed.
floatiness and deliver a more modern feel.
Everyone always says
ESO
the
was
game's
made
floaty.
over 10 years ago,
That's what
right?
that
Close to
means.
12 years at this point, and we've learned a lot since then. And newer classers have benefited from that. We want
A
all
female
classes
werewolf
to benefit
model.
from what we've learned, while still feeling unique
A
and
girly
staying true
pop?
to their core. Critically, we remain dedicated to the play your way core combat pillar. However, we recognize that with the introduction of subclassing, that's created issues at odds with that goal, specifically impacting class identity,
Susan?
pure classes,
That's
build
Susan.
viability,
Show
and
them a camera.
flexibility.
Mhm.
We're working on addressing these issues with these efforts. We want class identity to be clearer. We want pure classes to be competitive, and we want as many
Okay,
builds as
Nick.
possible to be viable across all content. So the first major wave of this work is arriving in March, and the March update will feature the Dragonknight class. And that will include a visual refresh for many of its abilities. It's really cool to see how these are shaping up, and I really can't wait for players to get to experience them.
Oh, April,
We're also
sorry.
making adjustments to the skill lines to make them feel
I
like
think it was
a
April.
more complete kit, to make pure classes
I'll
more
say I
viable.
blacked out,
As a
Ryan.
bonus, you can also earn a full set of blue skill styles for Dragonknight abilities in-game in Season 0.
Was that whip? Oh, I don't know if I like it. It's okay.
We're also, as part of the March
I
update,
like it.
including a visual refresh for the two-handed weapon skill line. And we're going
Okay.
to keep working on those weapon skill lines as a part of this.
Oh. Oh,
We're also
actually,
going
it's
to
pretty
be
sick.
revamping werewolf visuals. That will likely come in June. And that'll include the werewolf model. And as part of that, we're actually going to be including a female werewolf model that's going to be free. And that's something the players have been requesting for years.
Oh, yes.
And so we're just going to keep going with this, every
exciting.
multiple times a year. And again, feedback is an important part of this. We want to hear from players. Is this the right direction? What should we be doing differently? And that's part of this. To be clear, this doesn't mean that we won't make other changes to classes along the way. We do want to address outstanding issues throughout development, not just focus on one class at a time at the expense of all else. However, our
Sorcerer could
primary
be
focus
November.
will be on addressing each class holistically, revamping them both visually and mechanically, again, to modernize them and tackle major player concerns like class identity, build viability, and flexibility. It's a different way we could go about it is to try to hit many classes all at once, again, and again, but taking a step back and looking at the classes, looking where we want the classes to be, again, based on feedback from players, we thought was really important to be able to do this as well as possible.
I think it's also important for us to touch on PvP and some things that we're doing for the PvP community.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, when we were going over the roadmap, we are making some pretty big investments in PvP this year. So first, we'll continue our PvP vengeance work after the March update, and we'll share learnings and a new plan shortly after that. We're going to be launching a new PvP progression system that's going to include dedicated PvP rewards, including unique cosmetics that we're planning to update regularly,
Like a
and
battle
that's
pass?
likely coming in June. The team's also bringing back three-sided battlegrounds. That's, again, something that players have been asking for, probably starting with the three-sided battleground weekends to see what players think. If it's received positively, we'll make it available more often or potentially make it a permanent mode.
I like the three-sided personally.
We'll be addressing pain points and quality of life improvements with PvP. Just a few examples. We're planning to add ways to get around Cyrodiil faster. We're going to be fixing the Alessia, Ash, and Shaman keeps to stop the issue of players slingshotting into the inner keeps, which players have understandably expressed frustration about. We're fixing a couple of battleground maps like Reeman's Folly.
I don't know if I like traveling around Cyrodiil
Huntsman's
faster.
Fortress,
I think
to address spawn camping issues.
taking time to get to a
those are just
keep
few
is important
examples. There will be more
for the
things
battle.
like this over the course of the next year.
Okay.
And just like everything we've talked
Fucking hell,
about
Nick.
today, all of this will be available to all players who own ESO. No new chapter or DLC required. This focus on base game health, transparency, and listening to your feedback. It's not just a temporary goal. It's the foundation of our new model and the key
Nick.
to ESO's future.
Okay.
I've said this before, but ESO is nothing. It's nothing without you, the players. And we truly believe that by building this game with you, that we can make the next decade of Elder Scrolls Online the best one yet.
All right. Well, we covered a lot in
Oh my
this
God.
show.
Gina.
And while we'll have web articles going up with more details shortly, we did just want to quickly summarize everything we just went through. So first, seasons are coming to ESO. This is going to introduce a host of new and varied and sometimes even experimental content that will be free for all ESO players. Each season will also introduce a Tamriel Tome. This is going to give you new ways to unlock in-game rewards with both paid and free options. And we're adding the Gold Coast Bazaar for even more items. Season 0 is going to kick off all of those quality of life features that we covered, in addition to the visual refresh and mechanic updates for the classes and the combat skill lines. As a reminder, the next game update will roll out March 9th on all platforms simultaneously.
Write that down.
And moving forward, all updates and patches are also going to occur on the same day, which is really exciting for console players. Season 0 is officially going to kick off on April 2nd, along with the first Tamriel Tome, and that's going to be followed by the night market launching on April 29th. And remember, if you want to get a first look at Season 0 and a lot of the things we covered today, it will be available on the test server next week.
So your feedback on our future plans, as we've said a few times throughout today's stream, whether it's about Season 0, Update 49, or anything else from the roadmap, is very important to us. And we're eager to hear what you think about the future of our game. So watch for a survey link in chat following today's stream. If you miss it, don't worry, we'll share it a few different places too. Speaking of, let's return to this year's roadmap.
That's important. Y'all fill it out. You got something to say, fill it out.
As you might have noticed, there's a lot of fun stuff listed there for this year's seasons. We can't wait to share more details with all of you during our Seasons Direct this spring. For more on Season 0 specifically, we'll also have more live streams and previews between now and the season launch, including one next week, I think, right?
We will be talking with the team who is doing a lot of those quality of life features, so we can just get into more detail about a lot of those things.
So stay tuned for details on our website and social channels soon.
We want to give a huge thank you to our special guests, Nick and Susan, for joining us
Susan's
in
been
this
cut
very
off the whole
important live stream today. Do either of you have any final words for the ESO community?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you to hosting us on this live stream. Thanks, Nick, for hanging out here on the couch and talking about all this stuff with all of us. And a big thank you to all of you.
Susan.
We're so excited to share this with you. Thank you for being a part of Tamriel for this last decade and more.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for playing and for supporting this game that we love. And welcome to the next decade of Elder Scrolls Online.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, Nick's a precious baby. But you must protect him.
We're really excited to start this journey of seasons and work together with all of you a lot more. Thanks for tuning in today.
This is it? That was it? How long was that? Oh, I'm quaking. Guys, we will be making a PowerPoint slideshow here in the next fucking few seconds. So, that was 15-minute show. I blacked out the whole time. I am going to scrub back really quick and we're going to look at some of the graphics because I need more eyes. I need more eyes. So, remember how this past year, it was season 2025 and it was everything that came out that year. We bought almost like a golden ticket, like you bought a booklet and everything that came out the year you got. That's very similar to like a chapter model. That's what I thought we were going to do this year. It's like, oh, season 2026 pass. That was almost like it was a stepping stone to the next thing, which is actual seasons. I'm very iffy on it. We'll see. It looks like there's a lot you can get. There is a lot of free stuff. I'm also going to try to find that. Because I worry about the FOMO of it. Because even though MMO does require some grinding, I mean, you can't be accessible to everybody. That's where I get a little, Now they apparently pretty much everything is base game. So here's what they first were saying. Seasons, what are they? Each season is 3 months long. I feel like they're trying to ease the FOMO. New content all free. Only have to pay for ESO Plus and the Tamriel Tome Premium. Yes, and the tomes is all cosmetic stuff, which gives when I think of Battle Pass, I haven't played many games in Battle Pass. I think of Call of Duty because I briefly was a COD girl and I did buy the Battle Pass a few times, but admittedly I didn't progress through them fast enough for it to be worth it. I was literally wasting money because you have to like level up the pass or something, play enough to earn everything, and if you keep doing it a lot, sometimes you earn enough to then buy another Battle Pass, right? But I didn't play enough and it kind of, I wouldn't get everything in the pass and I hated that FOMO. I haven't played Diablo or that. See, that's where I'm a little concerned with the price. So I kind of want to look at that. But the key features, it could be any of this stuff. Challenges, stories, system zones. So this is why they're very open with what it's going to be. Because they don't really know. But for rewards, you get the Gold Coast Bazaar. So that's a lot of... So it's the everything you can earn in the game. So it's all cosmetic stuff, but it has access to like things that maybe we didn't, like say the bather's towel. The Nordic bather's towel isn't really in drops anymore. You have to like spend tickets to get it, and then even that's RNG. So you could take your gold bars and probably go buy it, I'm assuming. True, the content actually, see, this is where it gets crazy. We gotta get to that. We gotta get to that one. Where did they show, how far into it was it that showed the premium? So this is what could be in it. In-game events. That's interesting. So the golden pursuits are now kind of in the tome. So they have mitigated by not having 300 to-do lists, which that's where I was starting to get worried about. Is that there's borderline a million things to do, but if there's no endeavors, there's no golden pursuits, they're kind of locking everything into this, and there's no login rewards. So now you are gonna not miss out on so much. I was worried about that. I'm like, I don't need a fucking list. But hold on, guys. It might not... Frankos makes a good point. There is a separation, so let's see if we can look at what the separation is. This is what we gotta talk about first. Look at how much shit's on here. Oh, screen for the guild chat. Genius, Frankos. Honestly, I'm gonna be going back through it too. Season 0. Even though a lot of this, we're first talk about the little bit that's all very paid focused, I think this is a really good change so far. So let's break it down. You know what I mean? I don't think they're adding a ton of stuff, to be fair. They haven't added a new skill line except for whatever this is, Sage's Vault. That I don't know. I mean, they're adding some, but they're also minimizing a lot of stuff. There are no login rewards. I will kind of miss all my free tripods. I have like 5,000 on each character. I will kind of miss that, unless that's in the tomes. Group event, battle pass system, that's the tomes. Enable rewards, the Gold Coast Bazaar title. The PvP progression system, that sounds like its own like XP. Maybe as you're leveling up your AP, you'll get new rewards. That could be fun if it's only like collectibles. I just don't want to hear them say we're making it easier to get 5 stars. That'll be fucking annoying to me. New difficulty overlay and options. That's interesting. I like this. Zelda, hello, my sweets. Log rewards and endeavor stuff would be in tomes instead. Yeah, it'll all be kind of just like locked in there. I'm excited for most of it, but I'm skeptical because Microsoft ruined games like Diablo's this seasons. Yeah, I'm very nervous about battle passes. That's why I'm ready to kind of be strict. I'm gonna be strict with them. I got my purple gel pen out, so we'll see. The fact though, we have to give them credit where it's due. We will gripe about the money when I get to that second. We'll get there. Don't fucking worry. But I am excited. Orsinium, Thieves Guild, which does it also mean the zone that Thieves Guild is in, and Dark Brotherhood. Does that also mean Gold Coast? Gold Coast, Hughes Bane, and Imperial City. Wait, oh yeah, Imperial City is a DLC. God, I fucking forgot that. So as long as they're not just giving the guild, they're giving the whole fucking zone. That's added to the base game. We have to appreciate that should be in the base game, especially IC, for the love of God. So those are all in the base game as of season 0. So my homies buying the base game, and if you already have it, they'll just throw that in there. That's good. Yeah, Frankos, I was about to point that bad boy out. It's behind chat. By the end of the year, Greymore is going to be added to the base game. I assume too, Guer. I assume too. Yeah, for the Gold Coast change. So it makes sense. And plus now you get access to Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood, which is arguably something very Elder Scrolls. Like when I played Oblivion, that was like, holy shit, exciting. So for that fact of being locked behind a DLC, plus it gets confusing with, do I buy that little zone, but it's not a chapter, but it's a DLC, it's a whole thing. Oh, Crowley, I agree. But especially IC, God, that thing, wasn't that came out, that's so fucking old. They're gonna work on the werewolves, and obviously DK is first, and 2-hand skill line. I'm excited for that. Account line outfit slots. I don't really know what that means. So you could wear the same outfit on every character you have? IC's been free for a long time. Has it? Or did they give it to us a long time ago, Bon, actually? Didn't they give it to us? Long ago. But it like came out with something and it was given free, but it was originally paid. So now, so if you download the game today, would IC be in there? I don't think it is. Like Murkmire was free, but it's not free all the time now. Oh, you have to claim it. Oh, well, see, that just makes it easier then. Don't have to fucking claim it's weird. It should be in there. To be fair, I think Murkmire should be free as well because they gave it to us for free when it came out. I don't know if it is currently still free, but it should be. New stories and quests. Thieves Guild. That's exciting. So no specific Dark Brotherhood update, which is interesting. New system. Sage's Vault. I have no idea what that could possibly mean. It kind of sounds like not a combat thing, but I don't know. Multi-stage cooperative events. Thank you so much for the follow. Dynamic world events. I think that sounds fun because that sounds like almost like what's over here when we get to this side. It sounds like random zones might be kind of like, oh, go to Rivenspire and fuck around, and it could be a whole Zerg in Rivenspire doing stuff. Like, that's exciting. I'm excited about whatever the flying fuck. I'm sorry, Crowley, but if we're sailing ships on the great open seas, I will be buying a captain's hat. If you think I'm not going to dress up like a little sailor for this, sailing the high seas of Tamriel, and I hope you all do too, or at least dress up your character. No, Crowley, I want to be fun. Almost like Sea of Thieves. I could never play that. I would definitely get motion sick. Like, what's that one game that Ubisoft came out with that was like all boats recently? But will it... Oh, the pirate hat. Cedar, maybe I'll get two. Cedar, maybe I'll get two. I want like a classic captain's hat, the white with the thing. But then also, what if I'm feeling like a little pirate mommy? And I have to dress like I'm dressing up. I'm dressing up. I'll bring the rum. Say no more. Say no more. The seas of cheese. Oh my god, imagine. I got pirate gear ready to pillage. This is exciting. I hope it's really fun. Not that the wall one wasn't fun. I thought it could have had way more Daedra. Like I said, if you just put me on the ideas page, I'm not a gamer. Like, I'm not a... Also, I don't know where the random hype train came from. If you put me on the ideas board, I have ideas. Trials are fun. What else do we have over here? So by the summer, they're going to work on the warden class. Hello? I have a warden on PC. Only one, and I'm excited, interested about this. Back in my day, I gotta get rid of the stream almost saying we don't have a tree anymore. Back in my day, I played a lot of Stam Warden, which I loved. I think everyone saw the event. We did. Welcome in, friend. We're kind of I took notes, and we're kind of going over some little bits. We're going over what they first ducked, and then I want to talk about the prices and stuff of seasons. We're gonna look at that chart because they kept flashing charts at me. Fall, autumn, fall and winter, the sorcerer class. This I'm also protective over, except for weirdly DK I feel more protective, but I've played most hours probably on a sorcerer. She's my like main first character on console. So I'm nervous about that one. I feel like they're going to change the pets a lot on sorcerer because it kind of borderlines with like the necro with the pets. So I don't know. I'm curious. I feel like there's going to be a lot of lightning. It's going to get crazy with the Sork. A group event. The night market seems very cool. I kind of play console, not as much as PC, but if there's cross-platform, I don't really know what that's going to fully mean for us. Maybe I play that account more. Maybe the accounts merge. I mean, I couldn't tell you what the fuck's going to happen. Or maybe it's just all one big... I don't know. I don't know, babe. So, but I probably would. I don't know. Even though some of you guys are really attached to my orc and booty freckles, but... When I say that moving to PC was one of the hardest changes I ever did, it wasn't even just starting from the beginning. It was like leaving behind these characters that I met all my favorite people in the world on. Like, it's just very, you know, they're literally chunks of your life. I'm very attached to my pixels. Large scale world events in Skyrim. I love a bit of Skyrim. I love it. That zone was beautiful, I thought. I didn't play through Skyrim myself like a lot, so I don't know if it really compared, but I love the vibe of the Skyrim zone, so I'm excited to see that. Dynamic Storm sounds crazy. Sounds like the Hero Storms are gonna be really good. Hero Storms, right? Yeah. And then Greymoor's added to the base game. Let's fucking go. So this is what they're doing for the seasons of this year. I want to try and find what I talked about, the other charts. The money. I want to see the money. Battle Pass system to earn rewards. Everyone has access to the free tome, so that's in the base game. We'll look at the other chart because I know it's coming up. You progress through pages, so you could be completing it faster than any other people maybe that only play like once a week. But so that's kind of nice. You don't have to wait, is what they're saying. Is like if you're playing a lot, but you know you might be out of town for a few days, like you can kind of get ahead of things, which is nice for people that. It's more realistic as like this game ages. A lot of the community is older, I find, so like people got shit to do. They can't be on all day. Each tier has multiple rewards and unlocks items in each tier. The more you play, the more you earn. Okay, that makes sense. I am doing my best. Thank you, Susan. Show me that other chart. Season 0 free rewards: armor, seals of endeavor. So they're not making you do multiple endeavors now. It's just 8,000 endeavors for that one season. Well, it's 3 months. which is still more than you would earn doing 3 months of regular endeavors. A skill style for vigor, new currency, the trade bars we talked about, furnishings in general, 6 crates. I wonder if that's just Ouroboros crates or it's other stuff. And then new weapon styles. That could be fun. Okay, so that's free. So everyone gets these free things. Okay, here's the tomes. This is the battle pass. Battle pass equals tome. Access. The free one everyone has. So the free gets us. Everyone gets it. Available for the duration of the season. So the seasons are roughly 3 months, unless they decide to make it longer. So for 3 months, everyone has access. Cosmetic items and currencies. Everybody gets that. Now, if you want the premium, the only extras you're getting with premium is the fancier cosmetics, items, and currencies. The currencies they meant you get a little bit more of the gold bars, or sorry, what are they called? What are the bars called again? The trade bars? A few more of those here. And that's $15 for the 3-month season. Trade bars, thank you. The premium plus bonuses gets you the premium cosmetics, items, and currencies. I would assume it's slightly better than the premium tome one, unless it's the exact same. Actually, it's probably the exact same, and then you also progress faster with instant tome points. And then bonus cosmetics for $30. So you are paying $30 for a 3-month season, and you would get all the fancy stuff. It seems the focus has shifted away from paying for content into cosmetics. See, that's the thing. So if you... I guess that's the difference between the $100 thing that we're all kind of a little prickly about. Rightfully so, because it sounds scary. I'm trying to make sure I said this right. So it sounds like all their updates they're doing, at least right now, they're in the base game. They're going to be free, and then there's a battle pass. So the battle pass is cosmetics, and I know some players don't give a shit about cosmetics. They just want to log in, play PvP, and go home. So they'll get the free tome, they get access to the extra stuff, and then they would never be sorry again. And then they can play the other stuff. Now, they did say, a little asterisk, that some content will still be paid. Like, maybe they have a big new zone coming out. That'll probably be paid. Obviously. But it seems like they're trying to do less behind a paywall, because arguably jewelry crafting's behind a paywall. So's a lot of other skill lines. Scribing. Well, they did give that away for free at one point, didn't they? So just wait. Osiris, I think... Yes. I think yes. But the ESO Plus players are getting a little bit extra stuff, which they mentioned later on, which I'll scroll over to as well. Also, hold on, they did a next page, so they have this one. So this is so that you don't, and if like, you could always maybe each season be like, oh, I don't really like the premium stuff, don't get the premium one then. At least you're not missing out on a zone. You're not missing out on the whole zone where everyone's going and questing and role-playing for. This is just cosmetics. So you have to decide if that's, you know, I think that's a good shift, even though I worry about games doing transactions and battle passes, but the game content, which is what everyone's always mad about behind a paywall, it looks like they're trying to put that behind a paywall. I think that's an enormous step. So if they charge a lot of stuff for for cosmetics, I mean, it's an MMO. They all do it, you know, either it's a monthly subscription or it's a cosmetic pass. So here's the other thing. So the free tome gets those things we talked about earlier. Here's a free tome here. Here's the premium tome. Yeah, Ducky. So it's like we have to pick the evil, you know. We can't all be, even like a game like Palea, a cozy MMO. They have a cosmetic store. They do have a lot of in-game updates, but they have a lot of cosmetics because it's a free-to-play game. But they gotta do it somewhere. So we have to tell them what we want. Is my opinion. You always gotta tell them. I like that you can design cosmetics per season. Yeah, and I'm sure they'll show you beforehand, I would assume. Outfit slots, 1k crowns was annoying. I got 12 tunes. Yeah, that's and you only get like what, 1 outfit slot if you don't buy extras? Sorry, if you hear gurgling in the background, I'm doing laundry. I'm so sorry if you hear those weird sounds. My wash machine's very loud. I think they should have added premium tone with your ESO Plus. Then if you wanted even more, you could purchase premium. Yeah. We do kind of need to pay to fund the game and ensure it lives, true. I think I agree with, because of course not all of us has that much money every season, especially 3 times a year. I get it. I'm on there with you. Admittedly, since I've started becoming a content creator, occasionally I get the chapters for free when I started streaming it. Because I work with the company, so it's a little bit different for me. I do pay for my plus though. Thank you for the follow. But I always tell you guys that when I'm being sponsored and get the content. This, I don't know how that would work out, but I would tell you. So of course I get people being a little bit like, but I do appreciate that they're shifting content behind a paywall to just cosmetics. Because arguably, you can live without these cute wolves. Do you want them? Yes. We all want these cute wolves. And honestly, I can appreciate, even from this example, the premium, of course. It's a little bit more fancy. Look at all the fire. Wow, look at all the cool. This wolf's a little bit more glowy. But this wolf in the premium tone... Oh, wait, these are both premium. It looks like the premium, you still get nice stuff. It's not just like a brown wolf. It's a wolf with like a little Shazam. A little something. Wait. I just read what this said. A braided mount with unique day and night appearances? Okay. See what they do. You see what they do. I thought this was like the 2 different types of tomes. Oh, fucking hell. I know. And this is exciting. Actually, that's a great idea. Whoever came up with that is a great idea. Do you have to buy each wolf, or is your wolf going to change? Because if your wolf changes day and night, I'm completely gagged. Or do you buy the daytime wolf and buy the nighttime wolf? No, that wouldn't make sense. Daytime appearance? That's crazy. That's crazy. A multi-rider mount. Okay. Also, so you have to look at the prizes. As long as they're not just giving you scrolls that you deconstruct, let's look at what you're paying for. You could get a multi-rider mount. Those are $40 flat in the Crown store. The pets, the personalities are usually about 10. Personalities are about $10. Where's my Wamasu? Kurt, that's what I'm asking. If your wolf's glow in the dark, you only see the effect at night. But what about the daytime? The daytime when he's a little summer boy. He's a little summer guy. If they put a Wamasu in here, I'd screech like a pterodactyl. Okay? And then the additional consumable crates, the trade bars. Okay. Dawn and Dusk, Season 0. Oh my god. This is what they're actually giving us? Because I'm quaking. So, this is exciting. I appreciate that they are moving... The fact that all the content is going to be in base game, this is what my immediate thought is, because I understand, obviously, how MMOs go. I'm like, how are we getting all that for free? And I think it's because they're probably assuming... They know, they're the professionals, that battle passes will cover the fact that they're giving the content away for free, that they don't have to pay you all the content, and that the battle pass is enough. I think this makes way more sense than every one of you sweet angels that come in. I get people coming in from like people that only play at the base game, or brand new players that want to like join me on stream and play ESO, but like when they come to the Steam page, it's only like base game ESO premium that has all the chapters. I do think that's usually a good deal. But they don't know, do I get the extra premium or the exclusive premium, or all these different names? And now it is easier if it's just a battle pass. If they give creator codes for the battle passes, that would be super. I hope so. Little sidebar, I hope I can get onto the stream team and work closer with them. Manifesting out loud. I think arguably, even though you could be paying up to 45, what's 45 times 3? Someone else do the math, not me. It can be a lot for the year. But you're also at that point, if you're paying for, well, hold on, it's kind of a lot. It's 45, no, it's 30, oh fucking Christ. You guys, MMOs are expensive sometimes. It's 30 3 times a year. Or is it 4? Was it 4? It was 4, right? Spring, summer, fall, winter, I don't know. They're 3 months long. I'm losing the numbers. 120 a year. And then if you have ESO Plus, yes, you are then paying $15 a month on top of that. But you do get crowns with Plus. So that is a separate thing. The graphical update is exciting. Most people want the Premium Plus because it offers faster progress. So 90 a year. 90? Where are we getting 120? Oh, I think it's 90 if it's 3. Or 120 if it's 4 seasons. Right? The faster progress is nice, especially if there's a lot of pages. So you could be earning multiple mounts, multiple things. They didn't really say how that's going to be earned, right? But I'm assuming it's like Endeavor vibes. Like, go kill, 30 dungeon bosses or something like that. Did they say a discount? I wasn't sure. I thought there would be a discount if you have ESO Plus. I'm blacking out. You have to think how many trade bars you're going to need to get one item. Yes, because with seals, they made it good, but we see the price of store. True. True, Crowley. But those are also for crown things. If this is for an in-game, I'm going to use Nordic Bather Towel as an example, because that wasn't easily available in the Christmas boxes anymore. I think you had to use tickets, if you could even get it out of there. Because I was spending a few tickets on those random boxes to see what was in there, and it was all the, it was a motif, or a style page, rather. It wasn't like the bather's towel. So I'm wondering, say for example, it's a bather's towel, which isn't easy to get anymore. I don't know if it would be 16,000 trade bars. I think it would be like 50, because you could technically go to the guild store and probably find one. If it's a crown mount, yeah, they're going to charge you a fucking like 17,000 endeavors. They said if you have ESO Plus for 12 months, you can get premium for free. Yes, true, Devin. Good point. So if you're already a chronic user, you're a chronic player, you will be getting one season for like the following year free, because you're doing ESO Plus anyway. As a creator, even as not a creator, when I first came to PC, I was like, oh, I don't need to get Plus right away. I'm a long time player where it benefits me. If you're a brand new player, I always say wait it out a little bit to try out Plus, and like see how you feel about the game, see how you're getting on. But yeah, I'm a chronic player, so I need Plus for my if I don't have a craft bag, I start to sweat. Let's be all realistic. Games are hard. Games are expensive. Of course, if you buy other games nowadays, sometimes Switch games are like $60. I don't know. Is the Pokemon one was expensive? Games are expensive. I'm not saying this isn't. So I don't want anyone to think like, oh, she's entitled. She gets things for free too. I played for 10 years on ESO and I bought shit, y'all. I don't want to talk about how many crowns. You want to be honest with you? How many crowns I have on console? It's disgusting. Because I bought packs of crowns just for emergencies. Every time they went on sale, you know, I was in it. So like, I get it. MMOs can be expensive, but I always try as a creator to show you what you'll get, and like, I don't want to push anyone to buy the premium. Will I get it? Probably. Because I want to know, at least the beginning, I want to see for sure how it works out, how it plays out. But luckily, by the end of the season, I'm sure, I wonder if there's a cooldown. Like, is it going to end, like, say, you know, the end of June, and then exactly the first day of July, the next one started? Or is it, like, going to be, like, a few weeks in between? Is there a cooldown? Or no? I feel like that, and on top of all the other events in the game, holy fuck. By the time I get into needing tomes, it'll be next year. But you'll earn some as you play, because you'll get even if you don't buy the premium, you'll get tomes and you're free. So you'll still be earning the trade bars, and you'll still be able to buy fucking random stuff. Especially, which is why whenever ESO is on sale, I'm kind of annoying, and I promise I don't get a kickback. I wish I did, but I always push when it's on sale, because even if you bought just the base game at $5, crazy deal. Crazy deal. And then if you decide to get, say you were going to buy a full game and you went on ESO when it's on sale and you got the premium edition with all the chapters for what, like $30-$40? That's a full price game, but you're getting literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of content. So it is worth it. I agree. Sorry if I'm talking about the money side too much. I just like to break it down because it sounds scary. And some people, you know, we all have different wallets, don't we? They broke it down with type money so more people can actually dive in at the plus level, and I like that. Also, be able to work at the budget better is more sustainable for a larger portion of the player base. I feel it's a thoughtful thing for a business to offer. It's kind of shocking, I think, because admittedly, how much were the chapters? Were they 50 USD for the June chapter? And then you would have to buy. No, when you had ESO Plus, it included that smaller zone, right? But then the 4 dungeons a year were in your ESO Plus. But if you didn't have Plus, you wouldn't get those. So, like, we did pay a lot every year anyway. We did. So I think it's I'm paying $100 for. I think if you buy this multiple times a year. The chapter was 60. Oh, yeah. So it's an uplift for 60 cosmetics you don't need to play. True, yeah, you don't need them. They are cosmetics. Which will be limited unless you pay. But your free one, I'm assuming you will get everything in here if you play. And you can go through these at your own time. So if you're zooming through, you will go through your tome pages, I'm assuming, at your own time. I guess. I don't really know what the faster progress means. Because she said you could do it at your own time. Devin, you'll have a lot to do. And if they're adding a lot of stuff to the base, so soon, Devin, by, what did they say, April? You'll have Orsinium, Thieves Guild. Look at my wife just coming in here with a raid. Hello? I love you. Thank you so much for the raid. Sorry about the laundry sounds in the background. We watched the ESO reveal and now we're breaking it down and we're talking about things. So I took notes. I mean, I'm like, there's a lot today. We're breaking down mostly the prices on stuff. I don't know how we all feel collectively about it. I think a lot of us are 50-50, but what I do like is that it's not a super requirement and you can still get into the game and get deep into the meat of it and discover if it's for you. One thing I like is that you can look at the premium. If it's offering, if it's met to you, you are committed. Exactly, actually, Guare. If you're like, I'm not into the summer's cosmetics, I'm gonna skip it, then that's 3 months of you not, well, not each month, but that's a 3-month season. You don't have to pay anything. You get your free little, your trinkets, your potions and fucking doodads. And then maybe you check out the fall and they'll probably be showing it ahead of. So it is kind of nice that it feels like they're being a little bit more intentional with our money, which is nice. I currently not see a downside. People at different wallets could each choose an option. Exactly. I like that free. I mean, let's be for real. Some people couldn't give less of a shit. But the fact that's why I'm shocked that the content's in the game free. I am shocked at that because I find that to be a very generous thing to do, especially because I've been paying for every DLC since it came out, you know what I mean? I don't sub to 76 and stop playing Diablo because the battle pass ruined the game. I know it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking when people say battle passes. I am there with you. All we can do is see how the system works so far. And be honest with your feedback. I mean, yes, you can always tell me in streams as well, but if you're in the forums, if they send you an email with feedback, if they send out surveys, like, be honest and tell them, because it seems like they would actually change, because they're not wrong. For years, I was a forums person. I'd be like, hey, this is broken, this is a bug, this is really bad, especially about PvP. I was a wicked forum advocate in PvP, and admittedly, no, they didn't talk a lot, and it was really frustrating, and it felt like we were just wallets to them. But this feels like they're like, okay, we can make this, of course they're gonna earn money, but like they're like, let's do another 12 years in Tamriel, let's try. And it seems like they're trying. Crossplay, they mentioned it, Cam, in passing, so it's not officially on a list, but they said, hey, by the way, crossplay, blah blah, and I'm like, I'm sweating. It's like, finally join your guild, we're hoping. I don't know when. They did say it. Susan herself said it, and she's the dad. Even if people don't love the money side of it, I think the content, the battle pass streamlines it so much. So as long as we don't start getting crazy with money, I don't like when you can buy stuff as in like a real pay to win. But the fact that this is opening stuff up, you can't argue it's pay to win. That's also a good point. Now the updates, it used to be what, 3 weeks in between? PC would get it first, 3 weeks, and then console. Console players, honestly, I don't think they cared that much, but they did used to bitch because that was our burden to bear as a console player. I like that we're all getting at the same time now. I wrote go over big page. That's literally what I fucking wrote here. This is when I was scrambling. So for ESO Plus, your tome, monthly grant of tome points to spend on rewards of your choice. So within the tome, kind of like login rewards, you're going to get points and you can pick your own reward, which I think is also cute. So you're not just getting a bunch of, oh, fucking respec scrolls I never use. I think this is fun. Let me know what you guys think. Earn tome points at accelerated rates. And then receive a premium plus a bonus token every 12 months. Oh wait, premium plus bonus token every 12 months to use for any season. So you could hoard that. And then wait till a season's really good. So something, I know respec's free now, but you know what I mean, the respec scrolls that you get with login rewards currently, that I think this year, this month is like literally 10 respec scrolls, 10 attribute scrolls. Girl, why? But that's just me being a crotchety old player. The additional benefits, greater boosts, sorry, I can't read, to upcoming furnishing limits. The notable houses, isn't it like, they said the notable houses in the base game are going to be, what, like 450 or something like that, which would make it like 900 for plus. So it's going from like, what, 750 to 900, if I'm not mistaken? Roughly. Someone could correct me on the actual math. That's insane. Okay, 700. So it'll be what, like, that's crazy. No, the house thing is crazy. That is worth it. Yeah, everything except the huge houses. That makes sense. Some of those houses are fucking enormous. I don't know why they can't change the limits in there, but that's probably a code issue. I don't know. So that's a really good thing. That means also the cute houses you can buy just with gold. This isn't even just crown houses. This could be gold that you houses or ones you've quested for. Now they have extra slots. Increase transmit limit crystals to 3,000. That's crazy because it used to be 1,000. And you remember the Citric Villa? That one might count. That's not huge. That one might count. I'm thinking more of like, I don't know, maybe like the one that you go underwater with like the aquarium fucking thing. That's a really big one. It's notable? What do you mean? Oh, excluding notables. Oh, I thought they meant only huge notables. Okay, well then we'll get you soon, Gware. Don't worry. Yeah, first she's but can't wait. Yeah, okay. Get up to 3 upgrades in a single stat at once. Oh yeah, the faster mount training is incredible for new or returning players, or just make a new character. Account-wide outfit slots. I don't really know exactly what that means, but I love that. Oh, so you don't have to buy it per character. So if I wanted to buy 4 extra slots, every character's getting 4 slots. That's nice. A guild trader listening back to 30 days. I think they did that originally to try and prevent lag. They've dropped it down to 14. I find that annoying but I mean, if your stuff's not selling in 14 days, it might not sell. But still, like big price items sometimes take a minute. Skill respec and attributes are now free. Do you know that is nice? Because for one, not everybody has gold, and especially if you're a new player, you may not have. You can respec with gold, but sometimes it could cost like 3K, and maybe you don't have that much money. So doing that for free opens up the game so fucking much. I can't even say. So if I want to be on a stream team, I should probably stop cussing, but I can't. It's spicy words. That opens up the game. That means you could constantly be changing your build, and you don't have to have that fear of like, do I spend this skill point? Like, I don't know if I should save it. I'm the type of person in new games where I'm like, should I save it? I don't know. So I think this is great. Getting to respec your skills, no cost all the time. That makes customizing your build crazy. Crazy. Mounts for gold. Brand new mounts for gold shifting into stable masters. 16? I'm gonna spend all my money. Previously unavailable with gold. So that means some of the probably more real, like, neutral crown mounts are going to be in there now. So it could be like just a different color. They're probably not going to put like the glowy shiny fancy ones, but like, I don't know, like one of the wolves that has like, you know, brown spots or whatever the fuck, they'll probably put that in there. That's exciting, you guys. More stuff to buy, more mounts to have that maybe you're like, oh, that's not really worth it to me with crowns, but now you can spend gold on it. That's fun. I like that. 16? Crazy. Increased version limits. New tiers, increasing limits on all non-notables. ESO Plus users get extra. That's exciting. Is that Westfield House notable? I think it is. Because I want that one to be big. Increased duration for higher difficulties. I like that. Okay, anything else? Ah, this is the page. This was the big page. Coming soon, update 49. Mounts for gold, the werewolves. They're going to increase the number of shrines and NPCs for wolf and vampires. That's exciting. Reduce the gold and crown cost for bank and bag upgrades. That's nice if you haven't done that. I've already spent a lot of gold doing that. Hide X. Now able to hide chest, waist, legs, hands, and feet. People's characters are going to be unreal. Upgrade bag and UI. That's nice. Zone guide improvements. What to track just in order versus just in order. Thank you for the follow. I like this. Choose what to track. Okay. That might make the zone guide and like new players trying to like kind of clear a zone really, and me too. Quicker crafting research. That's incredible because crafting does take a long time. Yes, you can use a ton of scrolls, but they're also reducing probably all the scrolls we get. And that's good because then more people will be able to craft their own stuff and you won't feel like, okay, 50 days is crazy. Improve the treasure maps. That's fun. I admittedly have an add-on that shows me exactly where it is because I can't be bothered with treasure maps. They're difficult. I've been playing for 11 years now. I'm kind of overstimulated by treasure maps. I used to just decon them, but I also like to get the treats. So the fact that they're reworking them, that could be fun. Increased furnishing limits. We got that. Transmute crystals. Faster mount training, account outfits, guild name repping. Oh my god, we didn't even see this. I have been asking for this literally since the dawn of time. You can have your guild name now without wearing, I'm so sorry to say, that really ugly tabard. Now you can show your outfit, which is the whole point of this game, is buying outfits in the store or costumes in the store and then creating outfits in the game. That's endgame. And now we don't have to wear the very interesting tabard. Now you can just have your sick guild name over your head. Silly, the way I never would shut up about that, and you know. That's why we would always just wear crown costumes, because we wanted to rep our guild, but like I didn't want to wear the tabard. Oh my god, that's actually crazy. I won that 10 years ago. That's everything. That is everything to me, honestly. The backbar experience is crazy. I don't know what they're going to do with that, or they're all going to earn at the same time. Oh my god, Zanya, look how many treats you have. Hello? Okay, so we went over that. That was the big page I was looking for. So that's kind of roughly everything coming at 49. And also now, Lasagna, the way I took notes, babe. The way I was like, I actually can't. I gotta I mean, now the whole end game, we always make jokes like, oh, housing is end game. No, it actually is though. Like decorating, MMOs are actually cozy games. I know sometimes the cozy community doesn't get into MMOs because the combat can be scary if they don't like that. But let me tell you the amount of like role playing you can do. And now we don't have to have tabards. We can just have our cute little guild name next to our username if you want them to show. Because I always had them on for PvP. Because I like to see. I do have a notebook, so don't worry. Okay, wait, there's a few more things they talked about. This! In this moment, I'm pretty sure it's when she mentioned crossplay. She didn't, it's not on here. Because she said, guild mail improvements. Allowing officers to send mailers to guild members is crazy. Because I bet that's an add-on that people use right now. Because on console, they don't do that. I'm doing well. I took notes in ESO. Everyone, class is in session? I do look like a librarian today, so that's okay. Like, yeah, okay, you read books. Stop it. Okay. She said, the guild mail is really fun. Because what if I want to send you guys a cheeky little mail? What if I want to be cheeky? New user Golden Pursuit is meant to help guide users post Cold Harbor. What does that mean? Oh, like once they get through the tutorial? The first new. Guild bank improvements. Looking to reduce theft. Girl, if there's like a password in it, that'd be crazy. Hybridization work. Alchemy improvements for hybridization. Silly. You want to get in on that? And then guild housing is crazy town. I have made so many pitches about things that you can make for a guild house. That's not just a house with crafting tables. Like, actually things. Even if they had like bulletin boards or like community chests where people could throw their stuff in the guild bank. Actually, that's fucking genius. God, someone hire me. Community banks you can have. Ways that people can log in and out and leave their character in the guild hall would be crazy. If I find out this year they swing cross-platform out. Also, this was the night market. It's very cool. Pots and food both need looked at, not just tripods. Not just pots. There's a lot of different types of food though that offer like try food plus like a recovery. I am using purple gel pen. Purple gel pen, don't you worry. Would you want like a try that has dual recovery? That'd be kind of crazy. That'd be a little much, don't you think? At this point though, who knows? I don't know. The night market seems very cool. It's like almost like a PvE battlegrounds where it's like you pick a little faction and then like you, I don't know if you queue up or you just go and you like PvE it, see who wins, see who gets the farthest. That seems cute. I'm interested in that. Also, you get rewards in the night market, and one of them is a fucking house with a bank inside, which is fun. You get a house. So that's a cool achieve. What else do I have? Maybe once they finish the class respecs, that's when cross-platform will come. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So, what do we think? There's new content, there's new trials, there's new stories, there's new group events. Like, what do we think? Oh, the solo dungeons. We didn't even talk about solo dungeons. They're working on solo dungeons where you could quest and then probably will just be slightly less ads. Maybe it'll be less combat, or maybe not. Maybe maybe they'll have a normal and a hard mode. I'm not really sure, but they're adding then kind of give something else to do plus solo play or something. Solo base game dungeon is something we already do with the 4-man ones. Yeah, I think the point is that it'll be structured different inside. For certain ones that maybe need multiple players, they'll have to redo. Like ones that have like little like mechanics to hit buttons, this and that. maybe the storyline is a little different, like maybe the way they talk, or maybe it is just less ads. Maybe it's less health in the boss. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. Yeah, the fact that they're starting with Moonhunter Keep and March of Sacrifices is very interesting. Greymore's getting added to the base game. Lots of things. Me too, Dice. I'm excited about the guild housing. I hope there's a lot of updates. I hope there's a lot of like utility things. Yeah, they didn't mention Sage's Vault. They didn't mention that. To me, it sounds like not a combat thing. Maybe like a... What if that's this furniture recoloring? Nah, they probably would have said that. I don't know. They didn't really talk much about Season 1, to be honest. They lightly said, like, sailing the seas in the high seas of Tamriel event. It's an event, and let me tell you right now, I'm going to have multiple outfits for this. I don't see anything that I hate, truly. The Battle Pass got me scared, because I get a little touchy about money stuff in these games, because, like, I don't want them... I know they gotta make money, but I don't want them to focus on that, and it seems like they really are trying. So this is a big shift. But the fact that it's not going to be as predictable as the whole June is a new update, June is a new zone. I know some people really like that style. And I think they will. Cam, I'm going to fucking bop you. Stop it. I think they will still come out with big zones like that. It's just like, I feel like this year, partially, and next year, it's going to be a lot of like editing stuff. An event in Skyrim. So we already, Skyrim's already in the game, so they don't have to make a new zone. They could just like add fun stuff to do. So I like it. I don't hate it. I'm curious about how the masses feel. I'm scared to go on the forums though. I'm scared. But thank you so much. I do play lots of ESO. Like I said, we have guilds and communities on both sides of EU and NA. And I would love to hang out with y'all. Thank you so much for watching with me, shaking our heads, gasping for air, all of the things. Honey, please don't get on that desk. Be very careful. My cat's slinking around. Look at him. Be good, be cute, take care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. We're going. Happening right now. Goodbye.